Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to, I think this is episode 16 of the Brandy Rena show. Oh my gosh, you guys. Is it Mercury retrograde? What is going on with Mercury? I know I said that like the last 4 months of my life, but this week is really weird.
Yeah. I had some website issues today. I'm pinning it on Mars this time because Mars is in the detriment of Taurus. It's 29 degrees. Anything at 29 degrees is strong. Well, we got Mars in a not so great sign for Mars at 29 degrees. So
interesting. I had to call GoDaddy yesterday because I was having website issues. So
I didn't know that. Yeah, it's just that was my day. And I think it's working now. So if you tried to get on there and it was stalling up, go back.
Yep, go back, guys. It's all working out. So maybe you can pop on and drop us a comment and let Brandy know if her website's up. That would be good.
Yeah, Brandy Burrow astrology.com. You point to it the right way. It's always
I know.
Right? There we go.
There we go.
Astrology.com.
That's terrible. All right. So how is everybody doing? It's been a while, a week. Oh man.
It's been like 7 days.
It's been 7 days, 7 interesting days.
Anyone who follows my Facebook or Instagram knows that I got a new coffee mug because I have a heavy second house, Sun, Moon, Mercury in my second house. So I like to show off things I buy. It's just always going to be the way I am.
Well, and I have a strong affinity to coffee mugs. Like I always have to tell myself, do I need it? Because I have lots.
I did that. I did ask myself, and the answer was no, I didn't need it. Do I want it? Yes. There's a song I really like that has this as a lyric. And I love the sun. I love planets. And I love the size of the coffee mug. This is like my favorite size. And it was on clearance. So
it's a nice big mug.
I love it. I have my Dandy blend.
Dandelion?
Yes, it's called Dandy Blend, and it's like it's like a powder of dandelion root, I think chicory root, I think. Anyway, the cool thing about it, you just mix it with hot water, and it tastes like coffee. So I'm very caffeine sensitive. I can have 1 cup of coffee and that's it, or I get migraines, and so I need a little afternoon pick-me-up. This gives you natural energy without the caffeine, and it tastes like coffee. I put creamer in it, and it's like,
yeah,
not supposed to be a Dandy blend like plug here, but it's made my life so wonderful.
Wow. Well, I don't know if it's the Taurus in me, but caffeine kind of doesn't work very well on me. So, like in the morning, I'm like a big cup of espresso girl, and then we're functioning. And then the afternoon I could have another one if I wanted. I could have one right before bed if I wanted, and I'm not up all night. So I don't know, guys.
Oh no.
The only time I was sensitive to caffeine was when I was pregnant with Max, and then it was like over the top, like, oh my God, we're not having any of that because that's too much.
Mine just started randomly about 10, 12 years ago. Like, I just started getting migraines if I had too much caffeine or too much chocolate. It's like, it's horrible.
Interesting.
So, yeah, so Dandy blend.
Well, that sounds delicious. You're going to have to maybe come back in the comments and share a link where we can get some, because I would totally like to try it. I don't know. I'm drinking a ginger beer. This is not alcoholic, guys. This is like ginger ale, but ramped up. Like root beer.
Like root beer.
Yeah, but it's ginger. And then I like to squeeze a lime in there. It's like tropical and amazing.
Pretty fancy. It's pretty fancy.
It's ginger beer is not cheap.
Oh.
So that might be a little Taurus-y thing too. Like a 6-pack of it is like $10. So
wow.
Yeah. So I let myself have one a day. It's a nice little afternoon tropical treat for my crazy ass.
A little treat. That's right. No, Brandy blend is $15 for a big bag. And you use like 2 teaspoons per.
Yum.
But yeah, we like to have our special things, right? Like,
oh yeah, I got my things.
Treat yourself.
Right. Right. Does everybody want to see all the yarn I just got?
Well, it's show and tell time. Just,
Okay. Well, let me show you these amazing ones. Okay. These are from Tangled Pixie, guys. I know my lighting is off in here. You can't see. This is like the most gorgeous, rich purple in the whole world. I just want to like plug her stuff. I've gotten a couple orders from her. And she does not disappoint. She also has, oh, sorry, kids. I'm trying to show you this amazing.
It looks pretty vibrant on my end when you hold it up.
Okay.
Like, it is very royal.
Yes.
Like.
So it's called Mystic, and this one is Sandworm. I'm a big Beetlejuice fan. So anyway, her colorways actually look like the pictures on her website. So if you go on there and see something you dig, you know you're going to get good stuff. She's in the UK, so you have to wait a couple weeks to get it. And shipping isn't always so cheap when you're international, but I promise you, if you're looking for something of really good quality.
Were you like waiting by the mailbox today? Like,
yeah, that came yesterday. That was part of my Zeus is coming home, and I kind of had a hard day, and so it was part of my softies. Zeus liked yarn. I don't know if everybody knows that or not, but like I knit my friend a scarf one year for Christmas, and he claimed her scarf first, so then I had to make another one.
I remember that. I kind of remember that. He had his own scarf.
Yeah, he kept stealing all the stuff I was making. Oh, he was cool. Now we have Paisley, and I'm afraid to let her have any yarn because she's a baby and she wants to tear everything up. So I don't know how it's gonna work out.
We'll see. I know she's still a puppy.
She's very much puppy. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, guys. Well, this week we are going to be talking about entities and spirits.
Spirit, ghosts. Can we use the word ghosts? Visitors.
Yeah.
Spirits.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily use all those words, but like just so everyone knows, like, what we're talking about.
Yes.
Everyone has a kind of their own reference.
Yes. I think this is a great time of the year to talk about this stuff. This is kind of the time of the year where I start getting all these calls for space clearings. I know they say that the veil starts to thin this time of the year. However, it's thin for me every day of the year. So I don't know if I buy into that, other than the fact that I start to get a lot of phone calls for my space clearings and things like that. So
that's an interesting question, because I feel the same way. Like, this is like every day, but maybe, I don't know, maybe if that's not your profession or you don't have those abilities developed, maybe it is a time for spirits to communicate here. I don't know.
Yeah, I have never quite figured out that anomaly. It is interesting to me. Halloween and then May 1st are the 2 times, and they are literally opposite of each other. Mm-hmm. So when it's Beltane here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's Halloween in the Southern Hemisphere, and then vice versa. So, again, that's kind of one of those times where I start to have a lot of calls for the space clearings and stuff. It's really interesting. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just, maybe people are more sensitive and they start to notice things more. And then they're like, whoa, I need some help. I don't know.
I don't know. You guys comment. Like, I want to hear everybody's perspective about this, because like I don't know the ins and outs of this, so I'm not going to say it's always like this or is it not. Like, I want to know what people think about that.
Definitely. I'm curious what you guys think too, so definitely weigh in on that and share your thoughts and opinions for sure. And I'm working on getting all this stuff up on the podcast. We're gonna have a podcast on for sure Spotify, and then try to get into those other platforms too. So maybe that's something I can add a poll question to. I think it'd be really interesting to hear perspectives from all over the world on that.
Absolutely.
Now, okay, so this summer I've been at the crystal shop pretty much every Saturday. I think I've taken one Saturday off, and I went to take my mom some flowers, kind of a deal. Brandy, you've done a couple of psychic fairs. Mm-hmm. Are you noticing anything different in the clientele that comes to you for readings? I mean, every time people know that I talk to the spirits, so when they come for readings, they'll ask me, hey, can you sneak one in, for mediumship? Which I mesh the two together anyway, tarot readings and mediumship. I don't necessarily break them apart. So
yeah, most of my mediumship readings have come in privately. At the fairs, I get more tarot, which same here. I kind of use mediumship to read tarot cards too. But yeah, a lot of the mediumship I get lately are people wanting to just, a big one is my loved one okay? Someone who just recently lost someone, and for like birthdays or anniversaries.
Sure.
As far as like space clearing type entities, I haven't, that's not my specialty. I always throw that one over to Rena. Like, Rena can help you. I mean, I clear my home, like,
right.
I don't want to call him out, but my son, when he lived here, was really good about bringing visitors home.
Right.
And doing readings in the house, every now and then you got to freshen up the energy. But I do have Rena's services within my home. Like, I have the copper rod. She's done the dowsing. Yeah. Those have been amazing.
Absolutely. When you need help. Mm-hmm. I'll put it that way.
You definitely know. You know when something's up, right?
Exactly. I've received quite a few interesting calls lately. Let me share this one with you. So there's this lady who, she lives a couple hours away from me, and her brother-in-law passed away, and her husband bought this property to like fix it up and sell it, kind of a thing. And she said she's not necessarily noticing a lot of the things that her husband is noticing, but he's like terrified of this place. And the brother passed away in this house very peacefully. He was a spiritual guy. No
big story.
Right. No weird stuff lingering in the background. Okay. So apparently the son can drive by this house and he sees what looks like almost like a black and white picture of a little girl standing in the window. And it actually started to take on the presence of somebody they know that stayed in the house, like after they bought it, got things, back to kind of order after the brother-in-law passed away, and they had this carpenter come in. And this carpenter has a family who was going to stay in the house, and they had a little girl. And the whole family, I have no idea what happened. This woman doesn't know what happened, but the family was terrified, and they left very unexpectedly. And then this presence that you can see in the window has taken on the visual of the little girl that they had. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm like starting to do a little digging as she's like talking about this story and stuff. And she apparently, the brother-in-law was married at one point for like 15 years, and his wife was terrified in that house, like so much so that she would pray, the dogs wouldn't leave her side, whatever. And she had mentioned she took something off of the wall upstairs. And I'm like, what in the world? Because typically when you're working with vortex energy, it flows up and down. Okay. When you start talking about things that come off of the wall, like there's one thing my brain's leading me to. When you work with Ouija boards, now, guys, I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying I wouldn't if you don't know what you are doing, because reaching out via a tool like that opens up portals. And if you don't know that and you don't know to close the portal, these portals are staying open and creating avenues of havoc for your life. Okay, so as I'm talking about Ouija boards, just kind of threw it out there. This is an older couple, so I don't know what their life looks like. Anyway, she says, oh, interesting. My sister-in-law had a Ouija board, but she was never able to get it to move. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. Was she trying? Because that portal is open.
Yep.
Guys,
which is why when you hear people say, my house was fine, but then we had a Ouija board.
Exactly. Yeah. So I get a lot of these calls.
Because what happens when you're doing a Ouija board?
Right. And absolutely
people who don't do what we do or don't have their mediumship abilities developed. So they're using this to say, hey, let's talk to the dead. Like, this will be fun. And they're completely open to whatever comes in. The completely open part.
Right. Because you are not consciously seeking to connect with the higher vibrational spirits or souls or however you want to phrase it. You're just literally asking for whatever it is.
It's like opening the door to your house and calling out to the world, all parts of the city, the good parts, the bad parts, and saying, anyone wants to come in?
Free sandwiches. Stay as long as you want.
And you might just get a visitor who's not on the up and up.
Exactly. Like one that won't leave and pooping on the floor or something. I don't know.
Stealing your stuff.
Exactly. In that situation, I would say this is where you need help. This is beyond smudging or however you work to clear your space. This is where you need to reach out for help. So,
smudging will not get rid of.
Oh no, they laugh at that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you want some more?
It's great for. Oh, I just did a mediumship session and I want the spirit to know I'm done talking with them.
Yes. It's a great energy booster. I smudge every day, sometimes more than once a day. I love
the residual energy.
Yeah. I love the smell of it. It's a good daily ritual for me. Like get up, take a shower, I smudge, I like that smell. I like to make sure my chakras are open and clear kind of thing. And I don't know, breathing, allergies. I'm a seasonal allergy sufferer. It's one of those things that helps open up my nose,
Cleans the air.
Yes.
Smudging's great for just negative energy. And I say that with quotes like, we just had an argument in this room. Let's kind of clean it out.
Yes.
Ghosts or spirits or entity attachment. Need something else.
Now, mind you, okay, so a couple things here. Spirits are everywhere. Whether you like it or not, spirits are everywhere. They just come in, free flow, whatever. So don't think that they don't exist in a space. because they do. There are visitors everywhere. There's also a difference.
Like when you're in the bathroom.
Well, we don't have to talk about that.
There's a book called, what's it called?
Something like, are they watching me pee? No, I don't know.
About, do they see me in the shower? I can't remember what the book is called. They don't give a shit about, sorry, they don't care.
No.
About the physical stuff, you know.
No, they're not like there with their binos.
I just wanted to freak everybody out. No, I'm kidding. But no, spirits are everywhere. Back to what you were saying.
Oh, yeah. So there is a difference between spirits and entities. Now, entities are, and people give them names like demons. It's not that. Entities are residual energy that continues to build and build and build until it takes on a life of itself. So when you think of, let's say there's a place where, I don't know, like a lot of trauma has happened. Let's see, I don't know, like even a pandemic.
Or hospitals.
Hospitals, anything like that. The energy that we give to that, whether it's joy, happiness, celebration, or crying, depression, you know, whatever that looks like, that energy builds and builds and builds until it takes on a life of its own. Okay. So
like poltergeists, I know it's
bingo.
It's a common misunderstanding where, because of the movie, which was one of my favorite movies as a child, by the way, but
yes,
it's people think, oh, it's a bad evil spirit. No, it's a man-made entity, more or less, or
exactly. And it's man-made because of the emotion pieces that go into it. So think about all of the news that's happening in the world. Depending on how you are feeding into that energy, if you stay above that drama, you know, you're not feeding the entity. Okay. If you are buying into it and you're into this hype and you have all this emotionally charged things happening, it's almost like, well, let's talk about Stranger Things, like the big entity that has the tentacles coming out of it, and then it like leaks into your house kind of a thing. Like you're tapping into that flow. So
it's a balance, right? Like watching the news, like staying informed.
Yes.
Without, you know, it's hard, but
be informed, send light from your heart wherever you're called to, but mind your own business. And I say that with love and grace in my heart. Like, go about your daily life, do your things, stay informed of what's out there, but don't get caught up in the emotions of it, because that can take on a whole life of itself for you.
I gotta say, everybody's probably watching me saying, Brandy doesn't do that. I'm kidding.
No, I don't either. We're human. We're human. And that's one of the things that makes us human. So do the best you can.
You do the best. Yeah. And that's it. Like, I can get pretty hyped up and pretty without getting into things, but you know, I do what I'm supposed to do. I educate myself, I stay informed, and then I go vote, you know, but yeah, it's about keeping that balance about what can I do and just staying within that.
Absolutely.
But yes, entities, man, and we started talking about this because I went out of town and was out of town last weekend and stayed in this hotel, and you could just feel, it felt really residual, but you can tell when there's something around. And I mean, I was waking up every night at 3 a.m. with like my heart racing. So I knew something was like revving me up, you know, because you can feel the vibration. It didn't feel bad, but it was like, whatever this is wants company. And so it was like we were talking, and it's like you can definitely tell when there's something that needs to be cleared.
Well, and it goes into that whole misery loves company. You're dang right it does. It does. One of the, here's a good example. Clearing homes. A lot of people will move into these beautiful homes and, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's on the market. And then they get into this home and they're like, they start fighting with their partner or family members or whatever, and don't realize that the couple before was probably fighting and arguing and whatever else too. That energy begins to charge and build. And until you clear those pieces, it just accumulates and accumulates like junk in a drawer.
Yes. I actually, one time had to have a loaner car from the dealership. And as soon as I got in that car, all of a sudden I just want to start fighting with people, like yelling. And I mean, it was like, and I knew, because I stopped for a second. I was like, whoever had this car before was arguing in here.
They had road rage.
Or there was a couple. I got sense there was like a couple in there that were just added, or, you know, like it was awful. So I'm like driving, rolling down the windows, trying to do what I can clear while I'm driving. You know, it was like, but yeah, you kind of get trained to recognize that energy.
Definitely. It's interesting stuff, you guys. It's crazy. One interesting piece I will share: when I am preparing to do a space clearing, my husband will start to see like spirits walk in the hallway, like they're coming to tell me like what they need in order to move forward. And he's like, there's people, they need help moving. You got to help them, get them out of our house.
Well, it always seems to be hallways. Like, that's where I see the most activity in my house, is this long hallway. And you'll just see someone walk by.
That's interesting. Yeah, it's always a hallway thing. Okay, so our bathroom is right off of our long hallway too. And sometimes like the dryer will open and close and I can hear it. And I'm like, oh my God. What are you guys doing?
How nice.
Hey, you make sure you fold that.
That's really cool. Yeah. I need some helpful. No, I'm not even saying that. I'll draw them out.
Right. Yeah. Be careful what you ask for.
So anyone watching, I want to hear your little stories. Not little stories about your home or anything you've experienced or anything you resonate with.
Yes. I love hearing the stories. I have a million to share. I love doing the work that I do for so many reasons. And I just love the stories that stem from it. Not because I like the drama of it, but I love helping the spirits and I love helping the families and to see them have, you know, the success. It's really interesting what happens during a clearing and the immediate results that happen following it. So it's pretty cool.
Definitely. Same reason why I love doing mediumship. You know, a lot of people who get mediumship readings, a lot of them are believers, you know, they believe in afterlife. A lot of them don't. And sometimes they're in such a place where they're willing to take a chance, you know. And I love being able, I try to get evidence, what I call evidential mediumship, where you're like, you're telling them something you just couldn't know about their loved one, or giving a message about something you wouldn't know, you know. And I just love that moment where you can deliver that and it gives them the evidence they need to know their loved one is still alive and in a sense, you know, in spirit, and just gives them the peace.
Right. I'm one of these people that I feel like it's kind of like tuning into a radio station. You know, it's just a different frequency. Energy can neither be created or destroyed. It just is, right? That's a scientific law. And don't ask me which one, because this brain don't work like that. But when you know that it's just dialing in and being able to access that frequency. So don't shut yourself off. You know, it's amazing. Mediumship is truly a special gift. And I like to think that anybody can tap into that if they want.
I believe that. I believe it's there. Sorry, allergies. I'm in Texas.
Oh, me too. Like my whole face is tickly. It's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I tend to believe that we all have some sort of ability, and we all have things we're really good at, and some abilities are easier than others, and we can all tap into that somehow. Yes. That intuition.
Definitely.
For sure.
It's amazing. All right, guys. I mean, I'm going to hit you up with Brandy's website, book a mediumship session. You have mediumship and tarot, right?
Mediumship, tarot, astrology, palm reading, and I do distant Reiki for those wanting just a boost of energy to assist with healing or clearing stress, those kind of things.
Yeah, awesome. So make sure you hit up Brandy's website here, brandyburrowastrology.com.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, that's on point. Can you see that?
Let me.
Oh my God, you're doing good.
You can book a session through my website. It'll be on my schedule. I will send you either a Zoom link, or with Reiki sessions, it's an email when I'm finished. Or if you want to do a phone, we'll set that up. But you get to book it all online and get on my schedule. It's so easy.
So easy. And Brandy and I don't book services outside of our website. So make sure you visit the website if you want to book something.
That's the best way, because sometimes emails, it takes a couple days turnaround to answer. Yeah, just get on the schedule, book there, and we're good to go.
Right. Absolutely. Space clearings, you guys. Yes.
There we go.
holistichealingtherapeutics.com for me. I know that's a big one. That's a lot to chew on. But if you guys are interested in booking something sooner versus later, I have done 4 of them in the last 4 days. Like I said, this is the time where things start to really ramp up. And people want that fresh energy moving into the holiday season. We're moving into back to school. So, I mean, a lot of my clients just like that fresh energy, and, I don't know, it's amazing. It's truly amazing. So
just freshen it up for that new start, that new season coming in. And, a couple of things I've had the last few days is just people who need encouragement. Because, when this energy comes in, when you get new seasons like school years, or just kind of a time of the year where things feel more sensitive, people can get anxiety very easily. They get some nervous energy from feeling it. I've had some, booking readings just to get some encouragement or some understanding, some validation, like how the things look. Is something crazy going to happen? Readings are also good to kind of give you a little bit of a forecast.
Absolutely.
Rena has those as well. And
yes.
It's a great time to do that kind of thing too.
What's been like highly attractive for people? The birthday tarot card reading service. I love it. It's, every year around New Year's, I offer the year ahead spread. Mm-hmm. And my clients will come to me and they want this one emailed. Okay. Because they want to print it out. They want to be able to go to their calendar, that kind of thing. The birthday tarot card reading is like, kind of like that, but it's like your year in review, the year ahead, your finances, obstacles that might be in your way, how to overcome all those. It kind of covers all these different avenues. It's pretty awesome. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Birthday reading, start out the year, out the solar return with a forecast. And
then you should get a natal chart, or what would it be? Transits?
So I have a lot of clients who get the transit readings around their birthday. Of course, you can get it any time of year, but
yep.
Just because it's like, okay, what planetary influences am I dealing with? So if you have especially the slow moving planets like Pluto, Neptune, Uranus making contact with your planets in your natal chart, there's going to be something going on that year that you're going to be dealing with. Or maybe that has been going on and we can finally see when things are going to let up, or, where's Saturn at on your chart? So the transit readings will give you also a forecast of what kind of energy you're dealing with the next year, what kind of changes you can expect. Are some challenges going to end? These kind of things.
Definitely. Yeah, it's good stuff, you guys. I don't make any business decisions without Brandy's astrology forecasting. So it's very helpful.
It is helpful to know how the planets are lining up with your chart. They always reflect the phases in life and seasons in life that you go through. So it can give you a little bit of a timing prediction tool, to see when things end, when things began, where you're at in the process.
Definitely. I have something fuzzy in my eye. I'm sorry.
All that yarn.
It's all this yarn. It's in my eyeball. No, just kidding. All right, Brandy, we should probably tell them about the new moon stuff we have coming up. This is going to be so good, you guys. I hope you're just as excited as we are.
New moon, August 27th.
I have not opened this package yet. This has Brandy's Virgo gift set in there. Brandy, you want to tell everybody what's in this box that I'm not going to open until our new moon event?
Yes. Without giving details, because you want to come to this event and check this out. But we got Virgo oil. It's an oil blend with some dried flowers and crystals that enhance Virgo traits, the energy. We have crystals, tumbled crystals.
Yes.
And we have a fabulous, amazing smudge stick in there.
Yes, I can smell it. Like, I took the tape off of here so that when it's time to open it, but I can smell it and I love it.
It's a very earthy, floral. It's a good blend. If I don't, let me see.
Now, with this new moon event, okay, so Brandy's going to talk about the astrology surrounding it. We're going to do a really cool meditation, you guys. This is going to be super awesome. I'm bringing a candle to work with. This is Brandy's idea. I actually just picked up a small little votive, and I'm going to create like a little mini altar with the supplies that are in Brandy's Virgo box. And I know just from pictures that there's these, I'm probably saying it wrong, amaranth flowers in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I went ahead and I looked it up, and it talks about when you adorn gifts with those, it's for good fortune and prosperity. Like, there's so much love in this package that I haven't even opened yet. I'm so excited to get in there and build this little mini Virgo altar. It's going to be awesome.
And there's a lot of thought and intuition that goes into it, and so many ways you can use everything in it.
It's very, very exciting. So I think what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to have my tiny little votive. It's just a little votive. I'm going to place my crystals around and the flowers and adorn everything with oil. The meditation will be.
Can we talk about what you can do with the candle?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a...
No, go ahead. So, absolutely.
In this event, we can show you how to dress a candle.
Yes. For
the specific new moon or Virgo energy. And it's so easy. And you can use what you have on hand. You can go to the dollar store. Like, don't get too, unless you want to get fancy. Some of our jams, we like to get fancy, but you go to the dollar store.
Right. Yeah. So
you get the Virgo kit. All you got to do is go grab a candle from the dollar store and you'll have everything you need.
Exactly. That's kind of what I did. I bought a box of like 4 little votives, and then I have this like it's a clear plate that I'm going to put everything on. During the meditation, we're going to be connecting with aspects of mastery. I'm going to lead you to meet with your spiritual team within your Akashic library and ask for a symbol to drive you forward with connecting on your piece of mastery that you're seeking. We're going to be working with the Virgo key, and we'll use that in dressing the candle as well. So
Virgo keys are so awesome.
They're good. Yes, I took it out of my desk drawer, and I've been doing a lot of work this week. On task, on point, organized.
Are good about that.
Yeah. And you can find your Virgo key here on my website. So make sure you go grab those. with the new moon event, Brandy and I are going to pre-record, and then we'll both place them for sale on our website. So whether it's my website or Brandy's website, you'll be able to get it wherever you want. You have, technically, when you're doing new moon workings, you have 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after to access that energy, to begin your intention setting or whatever it is you want to do for that. So we're going to place those for sale. I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday, one of those days. We'll keep you guys updated on that. It's going to be so awesome. So the fee will be very minimal to you. That way you can just enjoy. And, you know, sometimes people aren't into working with all the tools. That doesn't mean you can't join in or use what you got. Like Brandy said, you might have stuff at home that
use what you have. You do not have to have the same oils that we're working with.
Right.
It's all about intention, what you're drawn to.
Exactly. Exactly. And understanding that piece alone is mastery.
Yep.
You are the most important tool. And when you show up for the work, bada bang, you're in.
That's right.
That's right.
Let the magic happen from there.
I'm very excited for that. I've probably been bugging Brandy for a couple months that we needed to do something. And the time is just right. I mean, I think Virgo energy is right to put that into action. So it'll be a lot of fun. And then if you guys do watch, make sure you share feedback, because we want to know how we did. We want to know if you loved it and, you know, all the things.
That's right.
That's right. Brandy knows. It's time for an oracle deck reading. What deck do you got today?
I grabbed Spirit Junkie. This is just my deck today. I like it.
I grabbed musical oracles.
That.
It was
my music oracle deck. It's only back there, but I grabbed a different one this time, and I'm like,
definitely.
I don't get to choose. Like sometimes Spirit's like, no, you're going to use this deck, and I'm like, okay,
fine. This one is what I wanted to do, though. No.
Yeah, just for the record.
Okay. I don't know, Brandy. You might laugh at me, but I don't know who this person is either. That's how terrible I am.
Here we go. This is the part of the show where
yeah, this is a little education for you.
I may not either. Let's see.
John Cage.
Oh, yes. Let me pull his picture up. So he is very different. I want to say avant-garde. That's the genre I would put him in, but some people might disagree with that. But very, very different. Very unique artist. Honestly, I looked him up when I got the deck.
Okay.
And then my mom was like, you don't know who that is. And but very cool. And he's on all the streaming platforms. Look him up.
Awesome. I'll have to do that. So we got 3 messages with this deck on this card. Your attitude. Don't fall in love with your first idea. I like that.
Interesting.
Lifestyle. Surrender to chance. Ooh, I like that message too. An inspiration. All great art contains at its center contemplation.
That makes sense with his music, so I kind of get that.
That's interesting. I feel like that's kind of a Virgo vibe too. Like we're really ushering in that Virgo season. I feel that very much so. It is like busting through the door.
Yes. So I did the Spirit Junkie, which is kind of a cool deck. It's like affirmations, or I guess that's the best way I'd put it. And mine is the difficult relationships in my life are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
It's a good one.
It's a very good one. I like it. That kind of goes with that post you shared today. What did that say?
Oh, my Thursday PSA.
Yes.
I'll pull it up so I can read it verbatim. Be the energy that you want to attract.
There you go, guys. See? Nailed it. All right.
Those cards, messages resonated on some level, and that's your little PSA for the week.
Yes, definitely. All right, guys. I hope you have a fabulous week. Be on the lookout for posts of our new moon ceremony that will be up for you to grab as a digital download early next week, so you can do some new moon work with us at your convenience. Convenience is a factor here, guys. We all have busy lives, so that's kind of why we chose this route.
True.
Yes, and with that, we'll be back next Thursday.